Okay. All right, okay, I think we're just having our own moment here, trying to talk about some of these things. We're yet to get to Arotore Odiri to tell us what he thinks about this. For you, you're trying to look at the demographics.
Yes, it's very interesting that the two professors, he mentioned Michael Dukakis back in '88, and Professor here also mentioned Ronald Reagan back in 1980. The thing to look at, one of the main challenges that Donald Trump is facing tonight is the shrinking demographics for the Republican Party. So they've had to depend on the white male vote dating back to 1980 when Reagan won, and '88 when Dukakis lost to George W. Bush Sr. So the thing is, back in '80, Reagan won by about 489 electoral votes, and he did that with 63% of the white male vote. Same thing happened in '88 when Dukakis lost by about 449 electoral votes to George W. Bush. Bush won with about 62% of the white male vote. But since that time, that same percentage of about 62% for the white male vote has not been as effective as it was in 1980. So a clear case is Mitt Romney in 2012. He got 62% of the white male vote, and he lost to Obama by about 3.5 million votes in the popular side. So what the challenge Donald Trump is facing tonight as the votes come in is what we call the Obama coalition, the minorities and women and college-educated voters. He has a big task ahead of him tonight, because he has to make sure that the white male vote is dialed up as high as possible in order for him to try to make the margins that he needs to win. But it's quite a big challenge for him.
Well, Professor Oyebode, I think one thing that we've been trying to highlight, we'll come back to Arotore, is the Electoral College, which is a system very, very, I think, strange and new to many Nigerians who are getting to understand the United States kind of elections for the first time. You want to take us through that? And
well, you know, the Americans pride themselves in operating the preeminent democratic system. But it's a convoluted system. It's not first across the line wins. There's a weighted system in terms of the votes allocated to the various states, population, all sort of demographics that go into computing. So it's not enough to win the popular vote like Al Gore. But if you don't have the critical states, you lose the critical states to your opponent, then you might lose that. You need 272 Electoral College votes to sail in. But it's done in such a way, as I said, a weighted majority. It's not like what we have in Nigeria, first past the post, you know. So Nigerians might not even be enamored of the electoral system. I've not heard any single Nigerian suggest that we might need to copy the American system. So I think we are comfortable with first past the post system, majority, simple majority. The system that happened to Al Gore, especially in Florida, then is a very complex system. Al Gore winning majority votes, but then he losing out in Florida by maybe 400 votes. I can't
537.
500 and something. So anybody could go to Wikipedia to look at yes, how the Electoral College is structured and how it works. I don't think we should waste our time discussing it here.
But anyway, I'll come back to Arotore.
Okay.
But for Professor Dokubo, you know, the interesting thing is sometimes we get to hear politicians say our politics or our democracy is fashioned alongside that of the United States. But if you look at it now, it looks like we're also a standalone nation when it comes to our own type of democracy.
If you look at it, you know, they always say that the American system is a bicameral system. You have the House of Rep and also the Senate. But also within the states, you also have a Senate.
Right.
Within the states, we have a unitary system in the state, in Nigeria. But in America, the states have the Senate. They also have the the State House of Reps also. These are differences. So in as much as we say we are adopting a presidential system, if you look at the nitty-gritty of the system, ours is totally different. Ours is different. We can talk about presidential system and all that. Ours is clearly not the American pattern. They have adopted a system that suits them, and they don't hope to make the world in their own image and likeness anyway.
So, what's the American system?
Well, no, the thing you need 270 electoral votes to win. The total is 538, and as the professor rightly said, it's weighted. Because they don't want to make it. The most populous states are, California and New York. If you base it on the popular vote, Hillary Clinton would win in a landslide because the coastal cities, New York on the East Coast and California on the West Coast, as far as population is concerned, she would win in a landslide because those are democratic strongholds historically. But the electoral vote system allocates the electoral votes to different states, forcing her to have to play across the electoral map in order to gather the amount of votes that she needs. So some of those states that I mentioned are battleground states, swing states. They flip from election to election. So Florida is a perfect example. George W. Bush in 2000 and 2004, he carried Florida. Obama carried Florida in 2008 and 2012. So right now Florida is a toss-up. It could go either to Trump or it could go to Hillary Clinton. So you look at Florida, North Carolina, Virginia, Colorado, Nevada, a number of those states, battleground states, are where the election is going to be fought and won.
I've been trying to look at Nebraska, and in fact, if you look at what we have here, the ones with the big numbers, for instance, California, Texas, and New York and Florida with 29 each. How come sometimes those with 4 and 3 end up being the deciding factor in this whole equation?
Well, it depends on how it adds up. Really, the special case, the real 3 states that tend to stand out, at least going back to 2000, have been Ohio with 18 electoral votes, Pennsylvania with 20, and Florida with 29. I think total is about 67. Historically, whoever takes 2 out of those 3 wins the election. In 2000, George W. Bush swept all 3 of them. 2004, I think he swept them again. Obama swept them as well. So, but yeah, as you said, that's the perfect system of weightage in that a small state can tip the scales. Al Gore in 2000, he lost his home state of Tennessee. If Al Gore had won Tennessee in 2000, he wouldn't have had to be fighting George W. Bush for the electoral votes in Florida. So it shows you how each state's electoral votes are precious and mean towards the overall pie when you're wanting to.
With that word fighting, I'll come back to Professor Oyebode, and it has to do with his acceptance of this result. Way before this, for Trump, he's already said if he does lose, he wasn't going to accept the outcome of the election. And for some, they say it sounded very much Nigerian.
Not only Nigerian, anyway.
Well, I think it's preparing the ground for